The equation relating the maximum and the minimum temperature in degrees at a weather station is shown by the maximum equals to 0.67 times the minimum plus 13. Okay?
Yeah.
Yep. Use this equation to predict the maximum temperature given the following minimum temperatures. Are you interpolating or extrapolating? Okay, well, let's do the first bit first. Are you interpolating or extrapolating? Okay.
Would that be
so for
between the 5
yes.
degrees to the 20?
So for 10 degrees Celsius, are you interpolating or extrapolating?
Interpolating.
Okay, now can you explain why before I tell you whether you're right or wrong?
Yeah, because it's within the 5 degrees and the 20 degrees.
Okay, so what do you think I'm going to say? You're right or you're wrong?
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Okay, cool. What about 20 degrees Celsius?
Interpolating.
Yes, right? So even though you're right on the cusp of 20, right, it's still an interpolation.
Okay.
Got it? It's not until you go past 20, right, where it becomes an extrapolation.
So do you have to put that in the equation and then work it out?
Yes, and then 30 degrees would be an extrapolation because it's outside of 5 to 20.
So then your answer would be interpolating or extrapolating, or do you just
Yeah. So that part of the question was basically trying to figure out whether you're in between or outside 5 to 20. So that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But the rest of the question, it doesn't really matter whether it's an interpolation or an extrapolation.
Yeah.
It's basically sub 10, 20, and 30 into the equation, and that'll give you your maximum temperature.
Beautiful.
The way you treat it is no different, whether it's an interpolation or an extrapolation. You just sub it in.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And 30 is extrapolation.
That's right. So do you want to choose one of the three and just tell me the answer?
Yeah, sure.
Tell me which one you're choosing, and then we'll sub
I'll
it.
do B.
Okay. All right. So we'll do B. Yep. And so do you mind if I just clear the board?
Go for it.
Okay. So we'll make some room. Yeah. So with this one here, to find your max, essentially what you do is you go 0.67, times your min, and then you add 13.
Add 13, yeah.
Right? Now, what's your min in this situation? 20, right? So what you do is it's 0.67 times 20 plus 13.
Right. The answer is 26.4.
26.4, and the correct answer. Okay?
Okay. And then you would say that that is extrapolating.
Is it an extrapolation or an interpolation?
The answer is extrapolating.
Well, yeah. Well, I can see why you're saying that. Yep.
You just do it on the 20.
Yeah, because you input, or because the number 20 in between 5 and 20 degrees, right? Doesn't matter what your output number is. It just matters what we're looking at, and what we're focusing on is what number we're putting in. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be the number we're putting in. It just has to be the number that's the same criteria
as this one.
Range. Yeah. So if that said maximum temperature between 5 and 20, right? Because our maximum temperature would be outside of 20, right? That would be an extrapolation if that word there
is maximum.
Maximum, yeah. But because your minimum is 20 degrees regardless, it's an interpolation.
Right. That's where I was getting confused.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on the input.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily. It's basically whatever your range is defined as.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you're defined as if this range here was defined as a maximum, then this would be an extrapolation. But because it's defined as a minimum, what determines whether this is an extrapolation or an interpolation is this number here.
Is that number?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we do C.
Let's do C. Maximum equals to 0.67
Yeah.
times what number?
Min, which is 30.
Yep. Plus
13.
Yep. Let's do this.
So that equals 33.1 degrees.
Yep. So 20.1 plus 13 equals to 33.1 degrees Celsius. Yep. Cool.
Yep, okay. And
Yep.
what would be extrapolating?
That would be an extrapolation. Why? You're
Because
absolutely
it's
right.
outside the range.
Which number is outside the range?
30.
They're outside the range, but which one are we focusing on?
The 30 in the...
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
The input.
Well,
depending on the question.
yeah, depending on the question, the criteria in the question. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What that statement's going to say.
Yeah.